You are 15 when a boy in your neighborhood shows you something on a battered phone. A name, a foreign name, an email address, a script. He tells you that somewhere in the United States, a man named Gerald is waiting for a response from a woman he met online. You are going to be that woman. You laugh at first. Then you see the money and everything changed. You were just an ordinary kid living in Lagos, Nigeria, the largest economy in Africa, but yet having some of the poorest people in the world. You've told yourself you were never going to be poor, and here is an opportunity to accomplish that. You study the craft the way other boys study textbooks, learning how to text and convince people you were actually in love with them and portraying yourself as the grand African prince. You learn how desperation and greed makes people blind, how a well-placed word of affection can move money across continents. You are clinical and precise. By 17, you are running multiple conversations at once. By 19, you are coordinating other people, taking a percentage, thinking in systems. Lagos cannot contain what you are becoming. The money is really stacking up, so you buy a one-way ticket and leave without looking back. You are in a rented apartment in Kuala Lumpur when you create the Instagram account. You choose the name carefully. Hush Puppy. It sounds like money. It sounds like someone who doesn't need to explain himself. Your first post is a photo in a hotel lobby. Marble floors. A designer bag resting on your arm like punctuation. You have rehearsed the pose, but you make it look effortless. Within hours, the likes come. Then the followers. Then the comments. Who is this guy? Where did he get that? I want that life. You realize something important that night. The internet does not ask for receipts. You lean in. Every week, a new post. Private jets you rent by the hour. Watches borrowed for photographs. Hotel suites charged to accounts that won't trace back to anything clean. But the audience doesn't see the machinery. They see the result. They see you, and they want to be you. The followers cross 100,000, then 500,000, then 1 million. Brands begin reaching out. Invitations arrive. Doors open not because anyone knows who you really are, but because everyone knows the name. Hush Puppy is no longer a username. He is a character you wear every morning and cannot take off at night. You are in Dubai when the real money finds you. It comes through an introduction, a quiet dinner, a man who speaks in low tones and never uses names. He doesn't talk about fraud the way the boys back in Lagos did, desperate, loud, small. He talks about it like architecture, systems, pipelines, scale. He explains business email compromise like it is a legitimate industry, because to him, it is. You intercept corporate communications. You impersonate executives. You redirect wire transfers meant for real companies into accounts you control. The targets are not lonely men looking for love. They are law firms, construction companies, real estate developers. The numbers have commas in them that you have never typed before. Your first cut from a single operation is $400,000. You sit with that number for a long time. You tell yourself the victims are insured. You tell yourself they are corporations, not people. You tell yourself everyone at this level is taking something from someone. The only difference is legality. These are not morals. They are permissions you write for yourself so the machine keeps running. The network grows. Associates in Nigeria, fixers in Europe, launderers in Asia. You are no longer a participant. You are a node that everything else connects through. The Instagram account is no longer just vanity. It is a cover, a story the world believes so completely that nobody thinks to look underneath it. You are hiding in plain sight, and it is working perfectly. You are living in the Palazzo Versace, and you have stopped counting the money, the days, the risks, the near misses. Dubai has a way of doing that to a person. The city is built on the philosophy that excess is normal, that gleaming surfaces are enough, that if something looks permanent, it might as well be. Your apartment costs more per month than your mother will earn in a lifetime. You do not let yourself think about that too long. The cars are real now. No more borrowing for photographs. A Rolls Royce, a Bentley, a Mercedes with a license plate that costs more than most people's salaries. You move through the city with an entourage, through restaurants that don't display prices, through VIP sections where nobody asks questions because everyone present has the same unspoken agreement. We do not ask each other questions. The followers are now above 3 million. Celebrities acknowledge you. Promoters court you. Young men in Lagos, Accra, Nairobi look at your page and feel that same feeling you felt at 9 years old when you saw a man walk out of Mercedes-Benz and you told yourself you wouldn't be poor in this life. It is June 2020 and the city is quiet in the way that precedes something. You are in the apartment when they come. No warning, no courtesy knock. The door comes open with a kind of authority that doesn't negotiate, and suddenly the room is full of men in tactical gear, moving with a precision that tells you they have studied this apartment, your routines, your exits, long before tonight. You stand very still. In your mind, you run every calculation simultaneously. Who talked? Which thread unraveled? Which mistake was the one that mattered? But the math doesn't resolve in time because hands are already on your arms, and the floor you paid a fortune to stand on is no longer yours. They take the phones, the laptops, the hard drives. They move through your belongings with gloved hands and evidence bags, cataloging the life you built with a detachment of men doing inventory. A Rolls-Royce key, a watch worth more than most houses, stacks of currency in 3 denominations. Everything that was proof of your success is now proof of something else entirely. They walk you out through the lobby of the Palazzo Versace in handcuffs. The same lobby you have photographed 100 times, the same marble floors, the same light. But the performance is over now, and the audience has changed, and nobody is double-tapping anything tonight. Outside, Dubai glitters exactly as it always has, indifferent, unbothered, already forgetting you. You are placed in a vehicle, and the door closes, and the city disappears behind tinted glass, and you finally, for the first time in years, have nothing to post about. They move you from Dubai to the United States the way cargo gets moved. There is no entourage, no business class, no photographer capturing the angle of your jaw against a window seat. There are federal agents, documentation, and the specific silence of a man being transported rather than traveling. You have crossed borders hundreds of times with champagne in your hand. This crossing has a different grammar entirely. Somewhere over the Atlantic, you think about your mother, her disappointed and tired face. You wonder what she is seeing on her phone right now, whether neighbors have knocked on her door, whether she is defending you or grieving you, or both simultaneously, the way mothers do when the truth about a child arrives all at once. You think about the 3 million followers. How many are watching the news? How many feel betrayed? How many secretly knew and followed anyway because the fantasy was worth more to them than the truth? America arrives beneath you, gray and enormous and indifferent to your story. You are processed, fingerprinted, photographed without filters, without angles. The man in those images does not look like Hush Puppy. He looks like Ramon Abbas. He looks like a boy from a one-room apartment in Lagos who ran so fast in one direction that he never considered what was waiting at the end of the road. The cell door closes. The performance has no more stages, only consequences now. You're in the courtroom. The prosecutor reads the details into the record. Hundreds of millions of dollars, victims across multiple continents, real estate developers robbed of transactions they spent years building toward, a school in Qatar defrauded of funds meant for construction, individuals whose life savings were rerouted into accounts you controlled and spent on things you photographed and posted and collected admiration for. You listen to your life described from the outside, and it does not sound like you anymore. You think about the lie you've been telling to yourself. They took everything from my ancestors, so I'm just taking back what was stolen. Everyone is taking from someone. You hear those justifications now, the way you hear a language you once spoke fluently but have since forgotten. The words are familiar, but the meaning no longer holds. Your attorney squeezes your arm once. You keep your face still, but something has shifted permanently in the place where Hush Puppy used to live inside you. The character is gone. What remains is Ramon. Tired, exposed, answerable. For the first time in 15 years, you are not performing anything for anyone. 11 years. The judge reads it, and the number enters your body like something physical. You do the math instantly, the way you have always done math, automatically, compulsively. You were in your 30s when they brought you in. You will be in your 40s when they let you out. A full decade of the one thing that no network, no operation, no amount of money has ever been able to generate more of. Time. Your attorney says things to you that you hear but don't retain. The cars, the watches, the followers, the penthouse, the private jets, the carefully angled photographs, all of it continues existing somewhere on the other side of a wall you cannot touch. You think about your life. You spent 30 years trying to become that man. You became something else entirely, something louder and faster and more dangerous. In the cell that night, you lie on a mattress that is nothing like the one you shared with your siblings, but feels, in some language older than money, exactly the same. You are Ramon Abbas. You are 40 years into a life that took every wrong turn with total commitment. And the worst part, the part that sits heaviest in the dark, is not the sentence. It is that you knew. Somewhere beneath every post, every wire transfer, every permission you wrote for yourself, you always knew.